What it do, everybody? iWearEars here, and you are watching Games. Or, if you're looking good and feeling gorgeous, G to the 3. Today is Monday, and not only is it the beginning of a new week, but it is the beginning of a new series, and that is Minecraft Monday. The series in which I play Minecraft on Xbox 360 in creative mode, allowing me to build awesome creations for all of you to enjoy. Now today we actually are not building a single thing. That's right, we're not dropping a single block on this map. And that is because we are actually on my old map that I used to build on. It was the original that I started off with when I originally started playing Minecraft. And recently with the TU12 update, when updates come, they change your biome sometimes. And that's what happened here. The biome I'm in used to be a regular sunshiny beach-going kind of place, but it has frozen over. And now right now you may start to see that little body of water, ice starting to form. Yep, that was one of the sites that I was welcome to when I came onto my map once the update happened. I was out of town, so when I came back, it really wasn't too great of a greeting. I kind of felt that my months of work had been for nothing. So I packed up my stuff, rage quit, and decided to take on a new map. And now that new map is going to feature more things like the theme park and not like the city that I have built on here. Now I'm only going to be showing you just the theme park. The theme park is part of a resort called Elite. It does feature a shopping district and a hotel as well. Now, my new map is going to have all of these things, plus more, but the scale of everything is going to be about 10 times larger. I already have an arena set up, and the thing is freaking huge. Like, I'm sure you could probably fit about 3 of my rides in the place of itself, and that's just where you go and watch concerts. And now, at the end of the video, I'm going to be doing a quick flyover, and you will be able to see everything. And now I plan on having the theme park in the future that I'm building be about 3 times the size of this one. So I like to compare this one to Disneyland, and then my next build to Disney World. Now, let's go ahead and get started, because I think I've rambled enough. Now, like I said, this is part of a resort, so in order to get to the theme park, you need to take a transportation rail that will spit you up over here. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and get too deep into things. I may end up coming back in a later series and talking about everything, but this is mainly just to get a feel of what's coming up. Now, this lagoon is made to look all nice and natural, but it actually is home to a few cool mechanics. So as you can see, everything out here is flat. So we're going to go into this little cave, into the backstage area, and I want to show you what this place is really capable of. So with the flip of a switch, oh, not that one, well, we want both, but not to flip it back. You flip both switches, it'll turn off this waterfall that was once on, and it will actually raise a stage. Now all of this is you're able to walk on. When I was building this place, I was really only keeping these stages in mind for opening day, and that was just going to be for opening speeches and things of that sort. Moving on, we're going to go ahead and head through the front gates. This green checkered pattern on a lot of the ground is just to signify that it is going to be a viewing area. So there's going to be some type of show or some type of an attraction, and by standing on the green, you'll get the best seat. This stage is also equipped with a pressure plate that when you step on it, it raises stairs. A few places throughout my builds have them, and that is just so we can have audience participation when there needs to be. So when we want a person up on stage, they can come, but not when they want to come up on stage themselves. Now this place also is built for actual tours. If you were to go on one, you'd be waiting here and you'd be able to get your snacks while you wait. So I think there's like cookies and cakes, and then it would take off down this hall. I will save that for later though. A lot of these places are facades just due to the fact that behind them is some type of employee entrance or some type of work hallway, so just as much as you see in front of us, there is behind. I'm not going to go on to every single ride and attraction, but you will get the gist of it. I will ride a couple things though, just because I do like to show off what I built. Over here is going to be a pier. We have 3 boats and 1 submarine dock. Now the first ride I'm going to check out is going to be this swinging ship. It's called Switchback. It is my interpretation of the swinging ship. I like it a lot better than what I've seen, and you'll see why in a second. I'm actually going to take this time to point out that if you are on Twitter or Facebook and you'd like to go ahead and find me, go ahead and type in iWearEars Games and you will find me. That's GAMES. So there I am. And then also, if you're more of like a visual person, on Instagram, if you'd like to go ahead and look at my photo feed, that's going to be instagram.com/iWearEars. Now you don't need an account to look at my pictures, you just need an account to go ahead and comment and follow me. Oh, sorry, I've been recording for a while. I've actually tried doing this tour multiple times, but for some odd reason in the universe, I'm not able to record it. Something goes wrong, or I don't know. Like last time I tried recording this, I recorded for an hour straight, and then I realized that after I recorded this hour tour, here we have a meet and greet, that the file size for over an hour, the clip would have been way too large, and I don't know if my computer would have been able to handle it. So I decided to go back and just do a really quick rush through. Over here, even though this ship right here is an attraction on the inside, on the outside, these villagers are actually able to step on the pressure plate to activate fire charges. Oh wait, kind of looks like cannons. Let's see if they'll do it. Come on, do it, do it. Well, I guess while we wait for them, maybe. While we wait for them, I'm going to go ahead and point out that tomorrow is going to be Tuesday, but that means it's also 2 for Tuesday, and that is the series in which I play 2 different games, sometimes like an online round, but right now it is DuckTales Remastered and Castle of Illusion, so I usually play like a chapter from each game. It's not as long as my regular Let's Plays, but that's why there is 2. So you should go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you can get all of the content from this series, as well as be able to check out things like 2 for Tuesday, also Grand Theft Thursday. That's every Thursday I play Grand Theft Auto. Up here we have a flying ship with a viewing area, and that is for this volcano right here. Now if we go ahead and flip the switch, it will actually begin to erupt, sending out fire charges and actually exploding in the air. So here we go. Bam! One more explosion, we can do it. Boom, baby! Alrighty. So that is the volcano. You are able to actually take this down. I love this view right here. 3, 2, 1. Boom! Look at all that. You are able to take this down to the bottom, where there is somewhat of a cafe, to where the park guests would be able to go get a snack, then go ahead and climb up to the top of the tower, hang out in the airship, and be able to watch the explosion. I wish this place had fireworks. I didn't know that the PC version was different than the Xbox version when I first started playing this, and I built a whole test bunker for fireworks. I spent about 2 hours on it, and then I realized there are no fireworks in the game. They cannot be made. So I was really disappointed, to say the least. Why I flew all the way over there to place the bet, I have no idea. Over here we have a water feature area. This features 3 water slides. They all actually work. They are frozen over at the moment, but they used to work to where you wouldn't have to push forward on your thumbstick. They would just be able to move you entirely on their own. These two rides are no longer in commission due to the fact that the minecart speeds were slowed down. That was another reason why I ditched this theme park, was that the work to put in new ride systems to make them work would just be a headache, and it would just be way easier just to start all over. This ride, I think I took the hardest hit, just because I feel it's just like a classic American coaster, but it had a cool launch right here. Now it completely does not work. Some redstone elements were changed in the update as well, so TU12 kind of came as one big natural disaster through this map, took everything out, and left me unhappy. But it was a blessing in disguise, because I am now able to start a whole new series to where you can see me build stuff like this from the ground up. I also am going to be able to talk about theme park terminology, like LSMs, which are linear synchronized motors. I'm also going to be able to talk about theme park operations in itself. Now this right here is just going to be a simple freefall ride. It was mainly to get some mechanics down on my rides. The rides that I started building towards the end were more of just tests of how to do things. So this next ride I'm going to be showing you is going to be a simple splashdown ride, and even though it just goes up and around and down, it is mainly just to be built for the cart system that I have it on. You're able to ride it without having to put a cart down. You literally just push a button and get in, and that's all you have to do. And then also, the other element of the ride I wanted to test was the lapis lazuli out here, and this is to represent splashing water. You'll see what that looks like in just a second. So we're going to go ahead and press the button. It'll spit the cart up. You just get in, that's all you have to do. Once the delay is over, it starts the ride, sends you up, over, and down. Now if you look closely, we'll be able to see the water splash. There we go. So all you have to do now is just exit, and you don't break the cart. Once the person pushes the button though, it does get sent on. So I think it's a really cool mechanic. Back over here we have a festival arena. Now the festival arena can be swapped out depending on the time of the year, so we can change it for holidays, different events. Right now it is themed out for Halloween. I decided to put a Halloween theme in early, just so it gave me sort of a deadline of when to open up the park. I had spent months and months on it, and I really had no sort of date in mind, and so I felt that by putting Halloween decorations it would kind of force me to open by the end of October or around there, but obviously that never came to be. So right now in my mind, even though I know it's not going to happen, I would like to have a New Year's Eve opening date for my new theme park, because I think that would be cool to have some sort of like ball drop ceremony as part of the opening, and then it can definitely have a full year of events, because I plan on having holiday overlays for the theme park. So like for the major holidays like Disney does, so you can do like Halloween and also Christmas, things of that nature. Speaking of Disney and theme parks, I am a huge Disney fan, but I really tried not to totally copy all of Disney's rides. Like I didn't want to take Splash Mountain and just throw it in the middle of my park, but I did want to take elements of Disney and definitely use them into what I was building. Disney is definitely big on sightlines, and sightlines are basically just what is in your line of vision. So if you were to hold up like a camera and what you would look through that viewfinder, that is going to be your line of vision, your sight lines. So a lot of things are covered and hidden and camouflaged. So right here I have a tree, but on the other side I actually have a water tower. So as you can see, I have my water tower camouflaged with a whole bunch of vines and a whole bunch of different greenery, so you wouldn't even be able to notice it. This is the shopping district, by the way. You would never be able to tell that there is a full-on theme park on the other side, since you don't see it. That's another reason why you aren't seeing too many things that are too tall. Down here I have a movie studio. It has a whole bunch of different rooms. There's like a green screen studio, a motion capture studio, what else is there? There's dressing rooms. There's a wing for animation. There's a wing for CGI animation. Anything you can think of that has to do with a movie studio, it is in there. That is a whole video in itself, so I am not going to be taking you in there. But I will walk you through this Wizard of Oz area. I'm very excited the Wizard of Oz just came out in 3D in theaters due to the anniversary, so I hope to check that out soon. What I did with this land though was that I mixed Oz Great and Powerful from Disney, and I took MGM's Wizard of Oz and combined them two. So on this end of the land, we have more of Oz Great and Powerful. So this is going to be Oz's Carnival. There's a whole bunch of Midway games here that you can play, and even with a wooden roller coaster. You can even take the yellow brick road through a maze. Since we can't really use a twister in this game, I decided to go with a maze to kind of disorient you. And it spits you out in Dorothy's house, which is just landed in Munchkin Land. So you are now actually in Oz and now considered in the MGM version of Wizard of Oz. So if you follow along the yellow brick road, you would actually exit Munchkin Land and pass the Scarecrow. And you continue on around the corner, you'll meet the Tin Man. And then that will bring you up through an enchanted forest where you can go ahead and say hello to the Cowardly Lion. And now we all make our way through the poppy field. And that brings us to an overgrown area. And this just seems like a place of evil. So of course, the Wicked Witch would live here. We have flying monkey cages and an actual attraction. Now this is a ride, I'm going to walk you through it without actually riding it. A ride that just started off as kind of a track that just went in and out and wove through this mountain right here. But it upgraded and got plussed into a whole new beast. And by plussing an attraction, I mean it's when an attraction is built and you go and you add on top of it, making it better, so enhancing it. Originally this ride went and just kept going straight, so I decided to take out that piece of track, make a hard turn to the right, and I put in this whole castle right here. This is the witch's castle. You do weave in and out through it. You actually come out through here. You drop onto the ground. That ground actually falls out from underneath you, and you continue on through the ride. It spits you out into a cavern, and the cavern is just filled to the brim with all of these flying monkeys. You escape the cavern and you go back through the mountain. And now, I mentioned earlier the sight lines. With these facades, you can't even tell that the witch's castle is right on the other side. Now I am going to do a complete flyover so you can see how everything is compact and built on top of itself. With my new build though, I plan on making everything a lot larger, a lot more grand. Here's where you would exit that roller coaster I was just showing you. Over here we have a nice little interactive place. You flip the switch to see the witch. Now I know the witch doesn't have green skin. There she is. But it's the only material that will drop is sand, and gravel will look weird. So there she is. Oh, there she's gone. Here she is. Oh, one more time. And she's gone. Alrighty, so we continue on through the end of that crazy cave onto another little bakery. There was one outside Munchkin Land. I'm not sure if you noticed it, but there it was. And then it continues on to the Emerald City. And now we are back to the theming of the Oz Great and Powerful. So here we have Oz's balloon, and we're going to go into a meet and greet, which is more of the Oz Great and Powerful characters, some more of the Disney characters. So here we have Finley and the China doll. Here's his flying wings. Then moving on, we have Evanora. Now, I said this is a meet and greet, so we try to have some backgrounds. So, boom, something good for the picture. Next up is going to be her sister, Theodora. There's a staircase behind her. And then next up is the Wicked Witch. Now, if you've seen the movie, you know why we have her next to Theodora. Glinda the Good is going to be in the next room with all of her bubbles everywhere, some square bubbles. And then lastly is going to be Oz. In the back is going to be his contraption where he fools everybody into thinking he's some sort of wizard with all these knobs and levers and buttons. Now if we exit out, we can continue on with the tour. Now it is becoming dark. I said I wasn't going to show you the movie studio, but I will show you the water tower to the movie studio because I feel it is a cute little Easter egg. I'm a big fan of 90s cartoons, so when I put a water tower in my movie studio, the only thing that came into mind was Animaniacs. So naturally I had to put beds in here for Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. So we're going to go ahead and fall asleep in Dot's bed real quick. While we're taking a little snooze, I'm going to go ahead and point out that every Thursday, it's Grand Theft Thursday, but I also have another series on Thursday as well. It's called Comics and Cereal. I'm a big comic book fan, and my pull list is quite large, so I feel I have a lot of books I can talk about each week. So if you go ahead and tune in every Thursday morning, I give my review, a spoil-free review, I should say, about each week's books. As they come out. If you'd like to go ahead and be part of the discussion or just check out what books I'm reading in general, you can head on over to facebook.com/iWearEars, and I have my pull list set up. Now right now we are actually walking into an attraction. Not every ride that I have here is going to be on a minecart. This one is a walkthrough. It's built to look like the Paris Opera House because it holds the Phantom of the Opera walkthrough. Now, if you've seen the movie, it's going to be based more off of that than the actual Broadway show. This opera house right now is, in fact, in the middle of the production of Don Juan. So we enter in the house, and here we go. It's going to be one of the final scenes of the film where they are doing Point of No Return. So if you've seen the movie, I'm sure this looks a little familiar to you. Continuing on with the walkthrough, there are different signs with different lyrics of songs, and we actually have to go up the bridge just like Christine and the Phantom do. And here you can look out into the audience, and I actually just built a concert arena, so to see this small little audience is funny because the arena that I built is probably about 10 times the size on each floor of this place, so it's just crazy. To continue on, we actually have to fall down through those flames like they do in the movie. That will take us into the underbelly of the Paris Opera House, which is where the Phantom lives. So that's why there are all these floating candles, and in the back is his gondola. This is also an interactive experience, so you are able to go around and play on the Phantom's organ if you don't break it. And here's just some living area. If you aren't too familiar with the movie, the Phantom teaches a girl named Christine to sing. She thinks he's a ghost, a spirit, so she calls him the Angel of Music. He teaches her to sing through this mirror. We're going to go ahead and walk through that mirror to get into her room. In the movie, Christine actually walks the opposite way from her room through the mirror to get to the Phantom's lair. So right now we are in Christine's room. Here is a rose from the Phantom. We're going to go past the manager's office and into the next part of the walkthrough, which is going to be one of the final scenes from the movie where they're actually in a graveyard. So you're going to have to find your way outside. Even though it already looks like we're outside, we have to actually go to the real outside. Just make sure you don't step on any of these graves. We got John Doe, we have Rest in Peace, and to get out you actually have to go through the mausoleum. So let's go ahead and go through here, and this will spit us out. So that was the Paris Opera House walkthrough, and the funny thing is that I think we have reached the end of the tour. I know it was a very, very, very quick abridged version, but if I were to actually run in and out of every one of these places, it would just be a nightmare. It would be a really long time. It would be over an hour. Let's just put it that way. I timed myself. I literally just showed the theme park last time, Oh, I didn't show you the zoo aspect. And I just showed the theme park and it was over an hour. A lot of this like ride right here was going to be a boat ride. It all got frozen over. This was the first thing I saw coming back. I was heartbroken. A lot of these rides aren't able to work just due to the fact of the minecart speeds and things like that. They were very precise. Let's go back. Now, I did mention before that I'm not copying Disney, or trying not to copy Disney with what I'm doing, but I tried to be inspired by Disney. The one thing I will tell you that I did intentionally rip from a Disney park and put into this one is the fact that there is a lamp in Disneyland. And that lamp used to be turned on by Walt Disney himself when he was staying in the theme park. He had an apartment above the firehouse on Main Street, and he would turn that lamp on to let his employees know that he was in the park. Today, since his passing, they keep the light on to represent Walt Disney's spirit. Now, I put this torch on the second story window to represent the lamp that they keep in Disneyland, and I put it there just kind of to feel like Walt Disney is looking over this park, and I plan on doing the same thing in my next build. Not so much the lamp, but definitely a nod to Walt Disney, since he was definitely a big inspiration for all of this. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick flyover. We do have an expedition ride, which is over here. It is quite large and has been plussed many times. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that in a bonus play. So if you would like to go ahead and check that out, make sure you are subscribed. That bonus play should be out very, very shortly. So over here is the zoo area. This is where we started. And then as you can see, just the scope of it. And as I said earlier, I plan on having this theme park be about 3 times larger in my next build. So this place is going to be huge. You can just see all of the ice and everything. That was about it. I think we definitely have reached the end of the episode, but be sure to check out the next part coming soon, even the bonus play I was just telling you about. So I hope you've had just as much fun as I've had giving you this tour of my old creation, but please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And again, I am iWearEars, and this has been G to the 3. We'll see you later. Bye!